Welcome to Go Rangers Radio, where the New York Rangers are always the talk of the town. If you bleed red, white, and Rangers blue, hail the king, follow the bread man, and know how to spell Capo Caco, then you've tuned to the right place. And now, here are your handsome hosts, Kevin DeLury and Paul Cuthbert. They're not always going to get it right, but you can be damn sure they'll pretend they are. Now, let's go Rangers Radio.
Yeah, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Go Rangers Radio. Broadcasting live from the Go Hockey Media Studios in New York, baby. Yours truly, Mr. Paul Cuthbert. And as always, please say hello to your friend and mine, Mr. Kevin DeLury. KD, are you ready for Alexi?
Oh, baby. Goodness gracious. Did we really hit the jackpot starting this podcast, huh?
I don't know if we're good luck or bad luck, but let's stay with the good luck for right now, pal.
Hey, we are good luck. I don't know if we're good luck. We're definitely taking advantage. We've definitely taken advantage of a good situation, I'll tell you that.
We were done, man. The speakers were in the microphones were in the case. We were going to take a nice little summer break. And then that damn ping pong ball popped up.
Oh, man, I am still in shock. I know that we had the 12.5% chance, and the same as, all the other teams, that didn't, win the qualifying round. So, I mean, our chances were very good, but, you just don't think it's going to happen. To be honest, I almost didn't even watch. Like, I was outside with my son. We were, throwing the football around and whatever. And I was like, you know what? Let's go in and watch it. And thank goodness we did. It was amazing. It was, you were waiting for it to happen. They're going through the whole ping pong ball thing, and obviously we can get into it. And, the guy drops the Ranger ball, into the chute. And I going to be honest, I knew they were going to win it as soon as that guy dropped the ball. Not because I thought of any, conspiracy theory. No, I did. I was like, this is perfect. I was like, because everyone is going to lose their mind if the Rangers win it right now, and they're going to freak out and say some type of conspiracy theory. I was like, it has to happen now. Because this guy dropped the ball, everyone's going to lose their mind, and it has to happen. They're going to win it because this guy dropped the ball, and they did. And it was amazing. I tweeted it out. It was, that ball came up the chute, and you're looking to see what logo is on that. It was all the way to the side. It was just like a little sliver of that Ranger logo. It was the red, white, and blue. And I'm telling you, my son and I, we both at the same time, simultaneously realized it was the Ranger logo. We sort of looked at each other and went, oh my God. And we hugged. It was nuts. Absolutely insane. It was like they won the Stanley Cup. I mean, they won it's like they won a draft lotto, and I was running around the house like they won the Stanley Cup. It was crazy.
Nah, it's fantastic. I was actually on my way back from Lowe's running some honeydew errands, and I'm driving along, and I see a text. I got the phone up on the dashboard, and I see a text come across, and it just says who it is. So it just says Cousin Martin. Now, my cousin Martin is a diehard Ranger fan like me. And I'm going, why is he texting me? Because we were supposed to do something this weekend. I said, no, that's not happening, whatever. And then it hit me. And I said, no. Because that's sometimes Martin would text me whenever something big happens with the Rangers out of the blue. We might not see or talk to each other for months. But if something Rangers happens, he texts me. So I'm driving along. Sure enough, the next light, I swipe over, and he goes, oh, man, first-round draft. That's pretty incredible. And I was like, no way, right? So long story short, I get home, and as soon as I pulled over and checked it all out, and I couldn't believe it. I got to ask you a question, because I didn't see it, and I saw, obviously, the clips and everything. How did that go down? What was that whole thing with him dropping the Rangers ball into the chute? What was going on there?
Well, what the guy was doing was Bettman was there. So the guy had each of the ping pong balls in a briefcase, and he would pull each one out, and Bettman had to confirm that it was the logo of each team. So what he was doing is he was holding the ball over that chute for each one. And he would say confirmed, Penguins logo, confirmed Oilers logo. And when he went to confirm, so he pulls out the Ranger ball, and when he went to hold it out for Bettman to confirm it, he dropped it. Oh. And he dropped it into the chute. So he had to get it back because Bettman didn't do the whole I confirm this is the Rangers logo. So he actually did have to get it, because if he didn't get it, then forget it. Then everyone's saying it's conspiracy as it is. If the guy didn't go back and grab it to again show it was the Rangers logo, forget it. There would have been people calling for a redo.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been flipped around, right? All the Rangers.
Oh man, it was. I'm telling you, it was. As soon as he dropped it and picked it back, I was like, they're gonna win it because it's gonna turn into this whole thing. Not that it's a whole thing, but on Twitter, people are just he dropped it and they changed the ball out for a heavier ball, which doesn't make sense because a heavier ball wouldn't work. Air is blowing. A heavier ball wouldn't shoot up. So maybe it was a lighter ball. That would make more sense.
I tell you, that would be some serious act, and some department or division of the NHL if they had a crew designing a way to fix a ping pong lottery airball thing. I mean,
and if you just look at it, the Rangers haven't had a number one pick since 1965.
Exactly.
I think they were due. They were due. Eventually they were going to get it, and hey, look, it was this year. I mean, it was and a great year to get it.
Leafs and Oilers fans giving the business. Are you kidding me?
I know exactly.
In the last 10 years.
Well, what's funny, too, is that, because social media is insane and just, everything is, ridiculously overanalyzed, I mean, I'm, watching people analyzing, the ping pong balls and how the Maple Leafs ping pong ball, almost went in and, hit, the rim. And I'm like, are people actually looking at this stuff? They're looking at the Maple Leafs ball hit the rim, pop out, and then the Ranger ball sneak in. It's amazing. People doing full analysis on the ping pong ball. It's amazing.
They're just still traumatized from the whole John Tavares. Man, I'll tell you real quick on the Leafs. I mean, I've always said it myself. I mean, even when before Babcock got fired, man, just a bunch of. I mean, a lot of talent there, man. But sport. I mean, I can't believe how much money. We joke about how much money, the Rangers had and left it on the table there playing the Canes. It doesn't matter now, obviously, for us. And we joke, right? That's been our thing here, right? Me and you. They can't lose. The Rangers, it's a win-win no matter how this thing turns out, right? They lose to Carolina, but they'll get a chance at the draft. And the fact that they win it. But, I was commenting on the fact, our big three guys up front, Kreider, Panarin, and Zibanejad, all the money up front and didn't really contribute, to the series at all. And then you look it over at Toronto there, it's the same thing. The money that those guys have, something like $33 million on the forward lines up there just alone. They'd put something out about the kid in goal for Columbus. He only make 1 point something or whatever. So, but Jesus, I tell you what, man, we have heartbreak as Ranger fans, and I tweeted out the other day. I said, one cup and now a first round, the first pick, right? Number one pick in the draft in our lifetime, right? Like me and you, we've both seen them won the cup in '94, and now we've witnessed the Rangers get a first draft pick, because that was my reaction too. Because like you said before, it's been since the '60s since the Rangers have ever won a pick. The fact that we got Capo last year just in the first round alone was just like a thrill. You know what I'm saying? And that's after all the work that Gordon's done the last couple of years and stuff. But that's just that's some funny stuff people overanalyzing. But I got to tell you, I think all of us as Ranger fans, and I know there's been a bunch of videos in terms of the reactions, and I can't really believe people were filming themselves like people do at the end of a game just in case they get the reaction. And there was a bunch of them on there, and it's fantastic. But the way that you react, like I said, like we won the Stanley Cup. I mean, I think for us as Ranger fans, just because we've never. So in my lifetime, like I said, never had to see a kid, the number one pick, pull a Rangers, sweater over his shoulders next year or whenever the hell it's going to be. That's just incredible, and it is. It's like it's unbelievable, and I get the reactions from people because I couldn't believe it. Like I told you, I was in the car and I got the text, and I had to go and confirm it, and I still couldn't believe it. But it's fantastic. It really is, and again, like what you're saying at the beginning of the show and us doing this podcast and everything else, I mean, the fact that, we talk about how the future looks good, but KD, I mean, there's no way in hell any of us thought we were going to get the first pick. There's no way. It never happens. And thus the reactions. And now it's a truly exciting, fantastic, as JD puts it, a cherry on top of everything that's been going on in this past year. The craziness of it all, but going forward, it's just amazing. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, and I think that's what's made it so exciting for Ranger fans, and I know myself, just going crazy when I saw it, is that, you had the letter that the Rangers had, and they said, look, we're going to rebuild. And I think to have a successful rebuild, you have to make a lot of smart decisions, tough decisions, getting rid of popular players, trading away guys like McDonough and Zuccarello to bring in prospects and picks. But you also need to get lucky. And the last 2 years, the Rangers have gotten very lucky in that they've been able to win these not that they won it last year, but they got the number 2 pick in the lotto, and now you get the number 1 pick. And especially this year, because of all the craziness with the coronavirus and shutting the season down and changing up the format and giving the Rangers just a better chance of getting the number 1 pick. So, it's just that excitement of them, deciding to do this rebuild. And it really, you couldn't have asked for this to be working any better than it is right now. And like you said, that JD said, the cherry on top is getting the number 1 pick now. When maybe, if there wasn't a pandemic and, they probably wouldn't be getting it. And
no,
last year,
absolutely not.
Yeah. So it's just like everything is breaking their way. And it just makes this all the more exciting that, when you decide to do the right thing, good things will happen. And, the Rangers could have just tried to throw money at the roster or bring in some guy, stopgaps and things like that. And instead they said, look, this roster isn't going anywhere. We need to tear it down, build it back up. And it's like I said, it's working to perfection, which made, pulling, that ping pong ball that much more exciting.
So I guess the first question is who does Gordon trade the pick to, and who do you think will get back for it?
Well, I think when you look at the draft, I think Byfield makes more sense for the Rangers actually, because we need a center. We need centers more than wingers if you look at our roster. But no, people are nuts. I get it that you get the number 1 pick, and then you're like, wow, we can get it's such a haul back, especially when you have a guy like Lafreniere, or I don't even know how to pronounce the guy's name, but Lafreniere, where you're like, oh, we could fix up the defense and get defense. Now, look, when you have a guy like that as the number 1 pick, you don't under any circumstance ever trade that pick.
No, and I would just tell all the fans who haven't yet, and I'm sure they all have. I mean, Ranger fans have all dissected this kid up and down. There's been some great, videos. I mean, he was all over the juniors last year. MVP, everything else. He's got size, speed. He seems like a smart kid. I watched a couple of interviews as well. He's got great hockey vision out there. I mean, obviously he's number 1. And the thing that I sit back and watch when you see, just the way the networks and everybody's more. I mean, there's no doubt. There's been no professional hesitation saying, well, the Rangers might not take him. You know what I'm saying? There's none of that. He's going to the Rangers. That's where they're going to pick him. The Rangers organization will be out of their minds not to. So he's definitely bona fide. But yourself, have you looked into him and have you got any? I'm going to ask you this before.